Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. This is our latest review for our weekly mecha anime review show where we review a mecha anime every Saturday. And today we're reviewing Megazone 23 because a fan of ours asked us to review the second and third one, but I felt like I should review the first one for people who don't know what it is. So Megazone 23 is a three-part Japanese retro-futuristic OVA animation created by Noboru Ishiguro, written by Hiroyuki Oshiyama and Imu Arai, and directed by Nobuharu Ishiguro, Eiichiro Tano, and Kenichi Yatagai, and Shinji Aramaki, who did the mecha designs for this movie, right? And apparently this movie was supposed to be a 12-episode series, but like halfway through the show, the sponsors pulled out, so they turned it into a compilation movie. And pretty much every other movie that came out, they changed the character designs for whatever reason. I don't know. So like the first anime has character designs very reminiscent to the I almost said Robotech. Sorry, that's my Northern American, brain misfiring. Very reminiscent to Macross, which is why Carl Masick bought the rights to this movie, and it was first released to the West as Robotech the movie, because the mechs in the movie are more transforming motorcycles that turn into robots, just like in the third Robotech series, which was based off Mosquito, which was another anime that Shinji Aramaki did the mecha design for, which that anime actually predates Robotech, actually, because that anime came out like 2 years before Robotech, right? So like the story for this movie, I'll have to get into spoilers, but basically you think the movie takes place during 1980s Japan, but what ends up happening is Shogo Yagi, which is a delinquent motorcyclist who works at a McDonald's, by the way. There's a lot of real world brand names in the movie, like Coca-Cola, Suzuki, Hard Rock Cafe. So I don't think you ever see the Hard Rock Cafe, but like the girls talk about work. The girls in the movie talk about working at the Hard Rock Cafe. They might have, I don't know. And like his friend was sets up this late night special meeting with him and tells him about this new motorcycle that he got, which he thinks is being developed by the military, and he was a test pilot, right? And they get ambushed by guys with guns. They trade bikes and run away from the guys with guns, but the main character's friend ends up crashing and dying. And right away, the movie lets you know, hey, there's some pretty over the top gore in the movie, because you see him, and it's like for the motorcycle crash, and it's like his arm looks like it's coming off, and his skull is like split open, and brains are coming out. It's like, holy shit. So like, yeah, after that he takes the motorcycle, paints it red, and throughout the movie is gets in run-ins with the military, and like you get to see some cool battle scenes with the transforming motorcycle called the Garland. I forgot to mention it's called the Garland, which there's actual toys of this thing where you can see how this tiny motorcycle could, well, in the movie it looks pretty big, but doesn't look too big, turns into this big mech, which obviously on the toy version it looks a bit bigger than it does in the movie, right? But yeah, it looked. Apparently, they really fought it out, and like, holy shit, it looks pretty cool. Because in Mospeada, aka Robotech 3, it was basically the motorcycle mechs in that show was basically just power armor. So you can see how that would work. But like them making a motorcycle mech that can turn into an actual robot, giant robot. Which it's not too big, obviously. It's like I would say like 20 or 30 feet tall, give or take. You know how it is. Apparently the model kit is like 1 to 24 scale, so you can do the math there. I don't fucking know. Yeah, so like it turns out that basically that there's some Phantasy Star 3 shit going on where the entire world is controlled by this AI called I think it was called Vacuumed or some bullshit, and basically the military takes it over and it is starting to brainwash people into trying to join the military. And it turns out the world that they live in is basically a giant spaceship traveling through space, trying to find a new home for humanity, because basically there was some big ass war where humanity almost got wiped out and the planet became uninhabitable. So you have these like giant lifeboat ships that went out into space, and now the different ships are at war with each other. Right, and the movie, though there's some lighthearted shit going on in the movie, the movie is pretty dark at times. Like the one guy has this, our main character gets into a relationship with this actress friend of his like female friends who they all live together, and he goes on a date with her, and then he follows her after watching her play a part in some commercial, and she's about to have sex with some movie producer to get a role. So he crashes into the Love Hotel to get his girlfriend, which is like holy shit. And there's like a weird scene where after he finds out about the plot twist for the movie, he goes to meet up with her, and right off the bat lets her know, hey, I want to have sex with you. I want to make love to you or whatever. And depending on which dub or sub version you watch, she'll be like, couldn't you say that more romantic? Which in the dub version I saw, they changed that line to I want to be with you. And yeah, I watched the streamlined version or whatever. The streamlined pictures dub, where there was a Harmony Gold dub where you had Mike Mignola voice the main character, who you'll know him from Full Metal Alchemist, and he used to dub Broly in Dragon Ball Z until people got him fired from his job because what do you know, the guy who's a Mormon Christian is against isn't really into homosexuality. So some fan girl tried to get him to sign some growly homosexual fan fiction. He's like, I can't do it because it goes against my religion. And then the girls at Funimation made up fake bullshit about him. And then you had people grifters on the internet pretending to be internet experts on the law, grift 50 grand off people, and to say, hey, this is going to help Mike Mignola for his big case, and then people were like, "Hey, did that money ever get to my the guy?" And like they got no answers. So yeah, that never get involved with, you know, that's why I never give internet celebrities and shit money, because you know it's more than likely it's a scam. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this movie. I really enjoyed the movie. There's some cool, there's a lot of cool 80s stuff in the movie if you're into that. There's a cool space, very one-sided space battle, where the military, you know, get into a space battle with another ship and immediately get wiped out. And instead of like, hey, let's rethink this shit, they throw a military coup and wipe out the leaders and basically double down on trying to fight the not aliens but the other ship. Which, like, how are they going to paint? It's the thing where like they don't want people to know, hey, they're living on people on the spaceship, but they're planning on, like, you know, recruiting like the populace and shit. So it's like, how are they going to fight this space war and at the same time keep their secret? I don't know, right? Yeah, and the movie has kind of like a shitty ending, and apparently the main character of this movie isn't in the sequel, but you can see him in the last movie, right? Where he gets a cameo in the last movie, and I'm not gonna spoil that. Also, I noticed Lupin. There's like Lupin the Third is in the movie as a police officer who gets killed in the movie. So like, yeah, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, if I were to give this movie a rating, I would say it's a 7 out of 10. But it's one of those movies where you watch once and you're probably not going to watch it, you know, again, unless you're binge watching these movies, which I don't know if they're on YouTube. I watched this one on YouTube, but I don't know if the other ones are on YouTube. Apparently, I saw something where Anime Ego, which I'm not a huge fan of Anime Ego or however you pronounce it, because I ordered, you know, a DVD from them and it never showed up. So I'm a little pissed off of them. But apparently they had a Kickstarter where they wanted to buy the rights to all 3 of the Megazone 23 movies and release them on Blu-ray. This was last year, so I don't know if they ever succeeded. But yeah, these movies might be on Blu-ray if you want to get them. Yeah, that's all I have to say for this review. Next week we're going back to reviewing anime series, okay? And the next anime series we're going to review is Full Metal Panic. So look forward to that, and we'll review the sequels to the Megazone 23 movies when we can. Alright guys, that's it for today.